I was just sending out my tweet that I'm live. Let's go to Railsbridge. And we're going to do the message board, the advanced curriculum here. So we've done intro to Rails, we've done job board, let's do message board. Let's turn the music down a little bit. It's got words, so it's a little bit distracting. Alright. We've done Suggestron job board, and you want to learn more Rails. Okay, so we're going to commit to Git every time we get a functional working app for every state we get. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff. Challenges, requirements, discussions, hints, and there's a teaching guide. Okay, great. So let's go to CD code Railsbridge. I'll do RVM gemset. Oh, actually RVM use 2.2.1. Okay. RVM gemset use minus create 2.2.1 at message board. Okay. Gem install Rails minus no rdoc no ri. That's just the documentation. We don't really care about it, so we're avoiding it. So it installs all this stuff. So to have a static homepage, we need a route, a controller, and a view. So the route is the thing that hooks up Rails to understand which URLs go to which controllers, and then the controller is the code that gathers all the data that's needed for the view, and then it sends the data to the view, and the view is like the code that is like the HTML code that gets actually rendered in the browser. So we're not using Rails generate in this curriculum. That's fine because I never use Rails generate. I always just make my things manually. So discussion items, tools and reference. Yep. Okay, so we just want like a static welcome to my website, and I'm just waiting for Nokogiri to install here. Alright, that all installed. This is going faster now. Okay, great. So now I can do Rails new message board. Now this is going to do a bundle install, which is going to take some time. Let's see, do we have anyone watching? Oh, analytics. Oh, there's someone watching. Hello out there. You want to say hello in the chat? Okay, so now the bundle for the Rails app has installed itself, and now I can go in and start editing to create my static homepage. So let's make a home controller. We'll do in Emacs. I should bring this down more. I should bring this up so that I can like barely click on it. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we'll navigate to code Railsbridge message board app controllers home controller.rb, and we say class home controller inherits from let me see, application controller. I just had to look at it for a second to remember. Alright, and then we want def index, and it doesn't do anything, it's static. Then we need to do app views. I'm down here, app views, home, index.html.rb. That directory doesn't exist, so I have to make it using Emacs. You could have also made the directory on the command line using mkdir, make dir. Alright, this is my index page. It's going to say, what is it supposed to say? Welcome to my site. Yeah, welcome to my website. Welcome to my website. Okay. Well, now we need a route. So config routes, and the root usually we'll go to the static Rails file, but instead we're going to home index. Alright, so that should work, and now we should do Rails server here to launch the server. Oops, we have to be in the message board directory. Rails server. And we'll leave that running in that console, and then we'll just bring up a new one here. I've got the messages per minute went up because I'm sending a message. Great. Let's see. So cd code Railsbridge message board. There we are, and there's some stuff here. Great. So now if I did this right, I go to here, Chrome, localhost 3000, and just say welcome to my website. But most likely there'll be an error. I don't think I necessarily got it. Oh, I got it right. Welcome to my website. Perfect. Alright, so I think I did that. A new Rails app with a static homepage that's under your control. Home controller. Do we call it home controller? We did. Okay, great. And I should be able to explain how it knows how to render the home view. It's because the route directed the root path. So the root path is, slash or just nothing. This is like the server, and there's no path. The path here is empty. So that's the root path, and it directs to the index action that I defined here, which just does nothing, and then it renders the index view, which is index.html.erb. Alright, we explained it. Let's move on. I'm getting bored with this. Install Devise. Really? Okay. So we're going to use Devise. I've used Devise before for a project I did called Listen Pledge. So I used Devise to get SoundCloud users to OAuth, and so let's see. The user should be able to create an account and log in. The user should prompt to log in if they aren't logged in. Once logged in, the user should see a static page with some kind of greeting. The page should display the logged in user's email address and a link to log out. Wow, this is really hard with music with words. Turn it way down. I can still hear the words, no problem, so it makes it pretty hard. Alright, anyway. What is Devise? It's a library. Alright, we're going to answer these questions in a little bit. Need to add it to your gem file. So we read this. Blah, blah, blah. It has all kinds of stuff to do things to users. Getting started. Starting with Rails. No, we've already done Rails. We know Rails. I know Rails. Device 3.0 works with 3.2 Rails on onward. Gem device. Okay. Okay, install that. Bundle install. Oh wait. RVM use 2.2.1. RVM gem set use message board. Okay. Bundle install. So that should install device. Need to run the generator. Okay. So now it tells me. Alright, so now it tells me to look at all these options it gave me. Okay. URL options in your environment files. Here's an example. In config environments development. So I'm going to put default URL options. Okay. Config environments development.rb. Okay. In production, host should be set to the actual host of your application. Okay. Ensure you define a URL to something we have. I should have a flash message in application.html.erb. Okay. Div class equals slash. Oh, okay. They want to do it this way. P class equals notice. P class equals alert. Equals alert. Okay. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Minimize that. Nope. Okay, and then if you are deploying on Heroku with Rails 3.2, I am not. Okay, you can copy device use to your app by running Rails G device use. Well, maybe I'll do that later. We'll see how it looks for now. All right, replace model with the class name for the application's user. All right, what does this say about it? We don't have a users yet, so. Three and 4 are good to do. Well, we're not doing 4 because we're not on Rails 3.2. We're on Rails 4.2. I was reading this right here. Okay. Device has some magic to help with your logout running. So it doesn't tell me to create a user model. I guess I'm just going to. Okay, did I skip something? No. Nope. Alright, well, I'm going to make a user model. So that means that we'll go into. Actually, let me do this. Rails generate migration, add users. So like, yeah, Rails has things where you can say like add users, name this and email that and blah blah blah. But like, I'm not too interested in using those. So app models user.rb. Okay, and then. Well, that's a little premature. I want to go into db migrate and then create table users do t dot timestamps. I don't really need anything else for now. I mean, I'm probably going to want an email address, so I'm not sure. Devise might give me that, so I'm not going to do that. So let's do rake db migrate. See if I got that. Yeah, I got the syntax right. That's pretty nice. Okay. So then let's do the Rails, the model thing that it told us to do. Rails generate devise model. Rails generate devise, and the model is user. All right, what did it give me? It created app models user. So these are the default models. So basically it's saying that like, hey, this user can be authenticated in the database. It's database authenticatable. It can register. It's registerable. It's recoverable. It's rememberable. I'm not sure what that means. It's trackable. Okay, not sure what that means. And validatable. I'm not sure what any of those mean. I'm sure I'll find out. Oh, it creates the model. Oh, it created the migration for me, so I actually didn't need to create my migration. Let's remove my migration. Rake db rollback. Then let's remove my migration file. db migrate 2015 to 21 7 add users. All right, remove my migration. All right, and then they're saying so it's telling me to inspect the migration file if I add options. Then run rake db migrate. Okay. I already did this. Config action mailer. We should restart the app, it says. Okay, restart the app. What is my goals for this? I'm trying to... User should be able to create an account and log in. Okay, here we go. So... How's it... How do we register, though? So I'm trying to find where it says, oh, okay. So, okay, that's why I want to do rake routes, right? Because it's going to tell me where the routes are for, like, registering the user. So I have a user sign up right here. New user registration. Okay, so let's users sign up. Cool. audiodude@gmail.com. Secret password. Sign up. Welcome, you have signed up successfully. Okay, does that... You should be able to create an account and log in. Okay, so once logged in, kind of greeting, the page display. Alright, so this should display the login email address and a link to log out. So on index page, we say there were some helpers it gave us, right? It said I have like current user. So I say equal current user.email. Let's see if that worked. There it is. Okay, great. Let's put that in a paragraph, and then we'll have another paragraph that is link to, and then what's the sign out URL here? Edit user new user session, destroy user session. It's at users sign out. So instead of making a link directly to this URL, we make a link using this name so that if the actual URL changes, it still works. Oh, and link to actually has to take in the log out. The text of the link that gets displayed is the first parameter to link to. The second parameter is the URL. In this case, it's the destroy session URL, which is what logs you out. By destroying your session, you get logged out. Let's see if that works. Nope. Destroy user session. Oh, I have to say path at the end of it. It's not just destroy user session, it's destroy user session path. Alright, that works. I log out. No route matches users sign out. Why not? Here's all the routes. Destroy user session path. Oh, it needs to take in. No. So it's got this path. Users sign out. Oh, it has to be a post. It has to be actually a delete. Okay. So what we have to do is in our. So you see what the problem was is that by default when you click a link, it does your browser does a GET request. See how the GET request here. But to destroy the user session, we need to do a delete request. So what we do is here in our link, we say method delete. Okay, let's try that. And then now it's saying undefined method email for nil class because current user is nil. So really we want to do something like if current user display the email and the logout link. And then maybe if not, we say like why don't you equal. This is called new user session to sign in. Why don't you new user session path link to sign in. This should be an else because you don't want to say it every time. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry. Sometimes I sing along with the music because I only put on music that I really like. So that's not actually true, but okay. Why don't you sign in? Let's see how that looks. Why don't you sign in? So I put this. It was secret password. Log in. Signed in successfully. Log out. Signed off successfully. Why don't you sign in? Beautiful. Okay. So once logged in, static page with some kind of greeting. Alright, I guess I didn't put an actual greeting. Welcome to my website is the greeting, so that's fine. Alright, so your prompt to log in if they aren't logged in, we did that. Alright, so we did all this. Alright, so what is Devise? It's a library that helps us with authentication and creating user models. Devise added these files, a migration, a user model, some unit tests, a fixture. So like I can create users in test and a route. It put a Devise for users route. Okay, let's look at that route actually. I'm curious. We revert the buffer. We see it said Devise for users. So that's what adds all these user password, new user password, edit user registration. All this stuff is done by the Devise for users path. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Make it pretty with Bootstrap. Oh, I'm excited for this. The site should use Bootstrap for a super fun, modern look. When logged in, the user's email address should appear in the upper right corner of a navigation bar. Okay. Chrome Developer Tools. What's Bootstrap? So Bootstrap is a UI framework. It lets you write less CSS to get better results, which is a really nice trade-off that a lot of people like. So it's very popular. Hello to everyone in the chat or watching out there. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay. All right. A jumper bootstrap. Bootstrap Sass is what we're going to use. Okay, sounds good. Ensure that Sass Rails is there. So Sass Rails is right here. And we're just going to say use bootstrap. Okay, cool. Bundle install and restart the app. Bundle install. Okay, bundle complete. Rails server. Put this stuff in application dot app assets style sheets application.scss. Railsbridge code, Railsbridge message board, app assets style sheets application. So I have an application.css, but I want to make it scss. Oops. I'll put this stuff there. Okay, save. Let's see. Oops. All right. Let's remove application.css, or we're gonna keep it. I don't know. I think we're gonna remove it. rm app asset style sheets application.css. Let's see what's in it first. All this stuff. I don't think we need it. I think I'm gonna remove it. Okay. Oh, so rename. It's telling me now if you have this CSS file, it will be served instead of Sass. So rename it. So I'm going to remove require self and require tree. So it's going to basically have nothing in it anyway. So we're not going to use that. Do not use require in Sass. Okay. Application.js. Sorry, app assets. JavaScript application.js. Okay. I'm not using Bower. I think it's Bower. Wow. I really just embarrassed myself, didn't I? Okay. Okay, so I think I'm done with that. I might be done with revise, who knows? We might need it soon. All right, let's see. Bootstrap docs. Okay. All right, well, they just give me the answer here, which really sucks away my motivation to do it myself. But let's try it, you know. So okay. Do you want tabs, or does it tell us what we should use? I'm just gonna drop in what they give us. I'm sorry, it's just too tempting. Frankly, I don't trust my Bootstrap skills. So the only thing is, the logout link here should be our logout link. Come on. There we go. And then the email is this. And link to home root path. And we don't know what this link is yet. Message board, so we'll just leave it. But don't we need like this in an if current user, right? So I'm just spacing this out because like white space in HTML doesn't matter. Don't know how that happened. I just kind of spazzed out on my Emacs controls. That's what I get for using Emacs, am I right? No comments in the chat. Okay, but it claims 2 people are watching, so we'll see. Okay. So then here we do like if not current user. So let's see. Oh, cool. Message board and home, that's where I am. Why don't you sign in? Cool. Why did it do the nav bar like is it because the screen's too small? It thinks my screen is too small, really? Okay, whatever. I'm in the mobile view, I guess. There we go. I made it smaller, and now it looks like that. Alright, so why don't you sign in? Dude. Yep. Secret password. And there's this. Cool. It looks pretty good. Alright. So what was this telling me? Move on quickly. Yeah, you can do this. Oh, immediately after your body tag. This is we're putting this on the application. So we want to put this in the layout here. Let's see, does it still work? Yes. Alright, that makes more sense. Okay, notice that this got some styling, different font, different color. Alright, anyway, next page. Here we go. Come on. Add pages to create and look at individual posts. The user should be able to create a post with a title, author, date, publishing content. The author should be the current user. The complete post should appear on its own page, aka its show page. If the user doesn't submit all required fields, they should see some error messaging, but shouldn't lose any of their work. Alright, I kind of just know how to do this. I'm not sure I want to follow through like this stuff, you know. Yeah, so, but maybe I'll click some of these links for like remembering the syntax to do this. So, okay. So, basically, we're going to create a model. So when I create models, I start by creating the migration. So Rails generate migration, add posts, right? Posts. Okay, then we open that migration. db migrate. All right, so then it's create table post do t dot title string t dot string title t dot text body t dot what else does it need? Title, author, date, publishing, content. They're calling it content. I'll call it content. It's still text. It's called content. Title, content, date published. So honestly, we just need t.timestamps here. That'll give us created at and updated at automatically for free, and Rails keeps them up to date automatically for free, which is awesome. The author should be the current user. So basically there's going to be a t.integer user ID. So the user who is the author, right? So sometimes you might like call this author ID, but then it just makes it harder to hook up the models. You have to say like as or something, and so we're just gonna make it user ID, and we know who it is. It's the author. And then okay, cool. That's all we need. So we save it. Rake db migrate. Okay, so I've added the posts. Now we need a model for it. So we do app models post.rb class post extends active record base. I think that's how you do it. I'll know if I load my thing and there's like an error message. Nope, it works. Okay, great. So now this belongs to user. So what does belongs to mean? It means that it has a user ID on this post, and that user ID is the user who the post belongs to. So the author of the post like owns the post. The post belongs to that author. And when we create an association like belongs to, we get a lot of free methods in the post object. We can do like, if we have a post called p, we can do p.user, and that's a object that is the user model of the user who owns the post. And we can assign to that object in order to change the user that owns the post. We'll see that in a little bit. So when we create a association like that, we should also create the other side of the association. So the user, we'll say the user has many posts. So there could be multiple posts that have like user ID 1 as their user ID, right? So that means that that user with the ID 1 owns or has many posts. It's pretty simple. So this is like a one-to-many relationship, they call it. Okay. So, all right. So that's that. Now let's create our routes for posts. Config routes. And basically we want us to do just this resources thing. We want to do that, except we want to do posts. All right, so now if we do rake routes, we see we have a bunch of paths for doing things to posts. We can get all the posts with an index method. We can create a post. We can get a new post that's empty. We can edit posts. We can show a specific post, which is what we're being asked to do. We can update and destroy posts, but we're not going to do those things yet. So now we need a post controller. So app controllers, post controller. Class post controller, application controller. So what do we need? We need to make a new one, right? So def new, and then we need a path view for that. So app views post, which doesn't exist, but I'm going to create it, and new.html.erb. It's telling me I can make the directory, which I will. Okay, so here's like new post, only like h2 h1. All right, so if we go, whoops, I'm trying to find my Chrome window. Here it is. So if we go to post new, it says new post. We have to figure out how to get this to highlight the right thing. So let's just do that now. So let's go into our application, our layout, and here LIC, it says class active. So I can't remember how to do this, so I'm just gonna look it up. Rails class active navigation path. Oh, okay, this is cool. Let's do this. This looks good. Let's upvote that guy. So in our application helper, one of these days I'll learn how to copy paste with Emacs. That day will not be today. Controller, okay. So we do how do we use that? Controller, okay. So we're saying use the active if controller's home and the action is index. So now it doesn't do it. I click on it and it does it. That's great. That works pretty well. So then we'll do another li. Li class active if controller is posts and action is new, and we'll call this new post, and it's the new post path. We see it here. It's kind of a mess, sorry. Oh, there's one more song. So new post, home, new post. Okay, so new post needs to have like a form for the post. So let's look at it. So you could do this with like form tags. Honestly, like Rails isn't gonna stop you, but it's not as nice as using the form for helper. So form for at post do f. So I'm saying like f dot wait, I have to print it out. It's Ruby code. F dot text field title. Let's just do that for now. So we try to do it, we get an error. First argument cannot contain nil or be empty. The first argument is post. The first argument to form for is post, and that's nil, right? I haven't defined it in the controller, so we have to go look at the controller. And here we do post equals post.new. Just like give me a blank empty post to use for this form. So now here's new post, and there's the title. That's pretty cool. It doesn't tell you it's the title, which is kind of annoying. So let's do label 4 equals post title, title, label. And let's put a page break here. And then we're just going to do the very similar things, except this is going to be a text area for the content, post content, content, title and content. That's all it has, right? Let me look at my migration. Title, content, and the user ID, but the user ID is going to be sent automatically. Also, we need to put a submit button, and I want to indent all of this. Okay. So title, content, I forgot to put a page break after this. Put a page break here. Title, content, create post. Okay, that's great. And let's see if it works. First post. Take that, everyone. Create post. It doesn't work because their create action doesn't exist. But before we even get that far, let's talk about making this so that it actually looks like an input. So like this looks much nicer. We want to use something like this. Forms. Okay. Buttons, text. Text field. Text input. Input. How do you find the inputs here? Input groups. Alright, this is an input group to do all this stuff, but we don't really want that. We don't want any of that. We don't want that. No, buttons, drop downs. No, I'm out of music. No. Navs. No, we don't want any of that. Forms. Here we go. Class equals form control. Oh, we want a form group. Okay. So we do div class equals form group. It's so sad without music. Let's see. Wait, just pick some music real quick. Any requests for music? Let's go chiptunes. Yay. Okay, so I'll turn it down even more. Okay. So we got a form group. Let's see if that made any difference. So these still need to have class form control. So I think we just need to do class form control. There we go. Now it takes up the full width of what it's in, so that's going to be a problem, but we'll address that in a second. Let me just attach it to this one too. Class form control. So by adding class form control, it's just adding that attribute as an attribute on the HTML of the element. So here it says text area, and you see class form control. It added that to the element. Okay. And how do we do the labels? Let's see. Okay, that's not really what I want. Oh, each one of these is an input group. That's what I'm getting from this. That looks good. I feel like the label has like a better... Maybe I make that class equals form control. Does that do anything? No, that's not what I wanted. Okay. I just wish it shows you how to do like a normal form. Basic form bootstrap. Here we go. Basic example. Label, input, form group. It's not input group, it's form group. It was form group. Alright, let's see how that looks. It looks good, except it makes them huge. So let's put this whole thing inside div class equals container, div class equals row, div class equals call md 6, call md offset 3. Close all the divs. Alright, we'll fix the indentation in a second. Alright, that still didn't really work because it's like, well, I must have done something wrong. Here's a class row, call md6. I must have done the grid stuff wrong. Call md, call md6. Oh, they're stacking because I'm. It's the thing where it thinks I'm mobile again. Calm. Anything bigger, anything, yeah. So there we go, and then here. And then the submit needs class form control. It's not part of that form group. Oops, what happened? What did I do wrong? F submit. Oh, there's no comma here. There we go. Alright, create post. I think of this content, it needs like rows like 10. There we go. My awesome post. This is the post content. required to create the post. Still doesn't work. So what I have to do is, I can close this. So what I have to do is add the create action. Post controller def create and def post params. And so in Rails 4 they made it the parameters secure. So like what I want to do here is I want to say like at post equals post dot create post params, or I really just want to say like params post, right? But in Rails 4 they added a thing where you can't like create a post using just params, because the browser can send any params they want. So imagine like it said it was a user that we were creating. The person could have sent the password param, right? You don't want the password param to be able to be set immediately, or maybe at all, unless you set it specifically with logic that you control. So you have to do this post params things, and you do params dot require post dot what's the other word? Allow Rails post params. Maybe this is gonna help. Params. Let's see, what is it? Oh, here it is. See, it's using mass assignment without an explicit permit step, so it doesn't work. Person params. Params that require person permit. That's what I want. Permit. Permit. Title. Content. Post.create. Post params. So that creates it and saves it in the database. In our app home app controllers home controller. In index we should do posts equals post.all, and then in here we can do app post dot each do post So this is how we're going to display the post. Link to, and the link is going to be the title of the post, and then we're going to go to the post path for that post is where the link is going to go. So let's go here. We have nothing here yet, so let's see. First post. I feel so lucky to have posted it. Alright, create posts. Oh, and post set create is missing a template, which means it has to go somewhere, right? So we'll just say redirect to root path. So just send after you create after we take the parameters and make the post in the database, we send you back to the root path. So it got created twice. Even the first time when it had an error, it still created the post. So there's a problem with this, is that we're not actually user equals current user. So really we just want post.new with the post parameters. Set the user and then post.save. Okay. Let's make a new post. Another post. This is great. Create post. Here's another post. Okay, and then we've kind of gone off the rails on this one. Ha ha ha. What are we supposed to be doing? Title, content, post it. Posted by the user email address and the date. Okay, so we've got the user. The date, like I said, came automatically. Let's do the show action. So if I click the post now, it says missing post show template. First we have to get the post at post equals post dot find params ID. So if you look at this route here, the post path is just get the post with the :ID. So here this ID parameter gets replaced with the post. So here I was trying to go to post 3. So the ID 3 will be sent as a parameter, a get parameter, to the show action. So then I can find the post using that ID. Find just finds the thing by ID. So then in the show view, app views posts show.html.erb. It doesn't exist. I'm creating it. We can say div class equals container, div class equals row, div class equals call 12 at post. Oh, we have to put that in a ERB block at post.title. And we'll put another row. This is all bootstrap stuff, the row and stuff. Class equals call post dot created at div class equals call xml4 post. Actually, this should be the author. User.email posted by. That should be at and the time. And then let's just do the content real quick. Div class equals row. Div class equals call xml 12. Let's do it 10. Call offset 2. So it's going to be 2 over 10. So it's going to be centered. I'll actually make it like 6 and over by 2. So it's not really centered. That could be interesting. At post content. In case you're wondering, Rails automatically HTML escapes everything for you, so you are not susceptible to cross-site restriction tasks. And here it is, another post posted by audiodude.gmail.com at this time. This is great. Cool. So let's just do these as 6 and 6. All right, so they're being shown. And I think that does it for this, right? Oh, if they don't, so we have to do add some validation. So let's go to post.rb, and it validates, I forget how this goes, like validates presence of Rails. Validates presence true. Validates title, content, presence true. Okay, so now if we go here, we got a new post, missing content, we hit create posts. it didn't create that post. See, there's still only 3. But really we want to go back to the new view and correct our error, right? So what we can do is say if post.save and then else render new. Yeah. So if I do missing content, hit create post, all right, it comes back here. But now there's a problem because it just came back here. It didn't tell me anything was wrong. So if we go to the new page, what we can do is we can say, we can do a new row in this container. And then we can do if at post.errors there was an error with your submission. Okay, let's see that now. That's not the right. It's not the right thing. It's if post like has errors, right? P.errors, not messages. If post.invalid, that should work. There was an error with your submission. And you can actually say what it was. It tells us how to do this. There's like an error messages full thing. Full messages. So just going to print out the error for every error there is. Quick and dirty error handling. Let's see. What is it saying? Full unknown method full messages. Errors dot full messages. Oh, is it nil? Oh, I put 3 S's in messages. Well, that'll be a problem. And then content can't be blank. Yay! I'm missing them both. It'll tell me title can't be blank, content can't be blank. So obviously you could like reformat this and style it a little bit better, but yeah. So let's see, what else do we have? I think I've done this one now. Okay. We can post index page. I almost did this. Okay. So oh, did my show page have that awful? Oh, this one didn't have a user, the first 2 that we made, right? So they cause an error to our show page because we expect it to have a user. So it creates an error. Yeah, this is the timestamp. It's not very nice. You can do like formatting to it. There's like Rails helpers methods for formatting and stuff, but let's see. Add replying, inline replying on a post. Add other features of your choosing. I don't think I'm gonna get to all this tonight, so maybe we can say that I did the post index page already, mostly, but what do you think? What do you think, dear one person who is watching? My anonymous user does not want to say anything. Alright, I'm going to save my... Well, that's all saved on the disk and everything. And I'm just going to save where I am. And I'll come back to this. I was on make a post index page. We can do this better and style things better next time. So that's all for now. This is live coding with T Money. I am T Money. Let's see where it thinks I am. Yep. Okay, that'll be that. Good night for now. And stay coding. I don't know.